That's the game. Tournament stock.
3-2. That was a good recognition. I think he's too far away, but doesn't actually get the follow-up that time. That's going to KO Flowey, taking it 3-2 over Boomy.
Flower, the underdog who bloomed on Brawlhalla's biggest stage. Flower began competing in 2020 at only 11 years old.
Back in like 2019 or 2020, some of my really close friends I've known for a really long time, since I was literally like 7 years old or something, they got me into Brawl. At first, I didn't really like it too much, honestly, but what really got me into like having a really big passion for Brawlhalla was like the art of improving.
Flower placed 193rd at his first singles major, the 2021 Spring Championship, and continued to place outside of the top 128 in future seasonal majors, including the Summer and Autumn Championships in 2021 and the BCX 2021 Last Chance Qualifier. It took a long time for Flower to find his footing in tournaments. Despite playing his first tournament in early 2020, he wouldn't get his first top 32 until February of 2024, at the Trial of Ymir, where he would place 17th. This seemed to open the floodgates for Flower. After this first top 32, he would again come 17th in both the Trial of Balder and the Trial of Scotty, and 25th at the Trial of Heimdall. Throughout 2024, Flower became a mainstay in the top 32, and even got his first top 8 and 2s at the Summer Doubles Championship, placing 7th with his teammate, Bunny. By the time BCX came around in November, Flower's name was starting to emerge from the darkness. People were recognizing him. So far, Flower's best placement was at the Trial of Skuld in August 2024. This was the closest he had ever come to a top 8, losing to Java and Radish for a 9th place finish, outplacing his 23rd seed convincingly. Yet, in the following 2 tournaments, Flower would place 25th, falling back to the old norm. Going into BCX, the community wasn't talking about Flower. For the NA players, their only chances for glory were Marky Moo and Balloon Boy. The 41st seed, Flower had a lot of obstacles to overcome if he wanted to have any chance of placing well. After a few easy games in pools, Flower stands off against the 24th seed, Esgrape, a really good European player. In a tight Game 5 set, Flower takes the win. To get into top 32, Flower now has to fight Sack. Sack is a Brazil player, especially known for his capability in doubles. In fact, in the doubles portion of BCX 2024, Sack would come 5th place playing with Yuz. Seated 9th in singles, Sack was supposed to be the roadblock that would keep Flower out of the top 32 bracket. And yet Flower won, 3-1. Then another win against Rain, also 3-1. Flower was at a guaranteed 9th place, matching his best placement in a tournament. But this was no seasonal major. This was the World Championship, and there were more than just North American players here. BCX is a tournament that houses the top talent from every single region in the world. Getting 9th at BCX is incomparably harder to even top 8ing in a regional. Flower was already in a position to be proud of. Just one more set and Flower could be in the top 8 at BCX on the winner's side. But waiting for him was Kaina, the favorite for the tournament, the first seed, the best player in the world according to a lot of the community.
Kaina getting the end light, Flower off stage once again, and that's the down light to send high.
Yeah, and watch the off the top KOs, like you said before, it can lull you into a false sense of security.
After getting 3-0'd, Flower fell into the elimination bracket. A lot of players would lose focus here, realizing their momentum was gone, but not Flower.
I depersonalize myself from the game, if that makes sense. Like I remove my ego, my sense of self from it when I'm playing. I'm not thinking I am going to win this game and I am going to get top 8 at BCX.
Now is your turn, so prove yourself and they could remember you.
Flower is very capable, but to somehow be the kryptonite to Europe is just such an unbelievable prospect.
They will remember you.
Top 8, he'd finally done it. 4 years of competing, and Flower had accomplished the dream of many a player, and not in just any tournament. Flower's first top 8 was at BCX. Despite going down to Marky Moo in his first set in top 8, something truly amazing had already been accomplished. Flower stocks were on the rise. During the offseason, Flower continued to practice the game, but began to really lock in on playing doubles, and that was eating up most of his training time. He did play a smattering of community tournaments over the months-long break, but a lot of them were doubles, and he often DQ'd in singles. Even after top 8ing at BCX, nobody was predicting that Flower would win the first major of Brawlhalla's Esports Year 10, the 2025 Winter Championship. Perhaps it was that BCX was already 3 months in the past, or maybe it was the fact that North America was seeing the explosive rise of Marky Moo and Balloon Boy at the exact same time as Flower's quieter come up. Whatever it was, Flower's play in the tournament would turn heads. People were going to realize very soon that it wasn't just Marky Moo and Balloon Boy carrying the NA scene on their backs. Flower was seeded 7th in the tournament, a good seed, predicted to top 8, but to Flower, that much was already obvious. He wanted something more than another top 8. He wanted a podium, a medal to call his own, and he was determined to get it. After winning his pools games, Flower faces a daunting run to make it to a podium finish. To guarantee a top 3, Flower has to beat Megdi, a seasoned pro player, into Seikuz, a ranked demon making an insane bracket run, into Sandstorm, the all-time GOAT of the game. To make this work, Flower was going to have to give it his all.
I did feel like I don't want to be one of these people that get 7th once and fall off the face of the earth.
Just like that, Flower had secured a podium. Since he'd made it to the winner's final, he was already guaranteed a 3rd place. And if he were to win his next set, Flower would be in the grand finals of a major for the first time ever, not even mentioning that it was the first major tournament after his very first top 8. His opponent was Markimu. Things were looking good for Flower with a victory in Game 1. However, Markimu adapted and took Game 2, and Game 3, and Game 4. Knocked into the loser's bracket by the first seed in the tournament, Flower waited on the previous loser side top 8 matches to complete so he could get his chance at a rematch. And on the horizon, there was a tornado ripping every single one of his opponents to shreds. 3-1 against Radish, 3-1 against Sandstorm, 3-0 on Brawlhalla. Flower had his opponent, Balloon Boy, the second savior of NA, leading the pack along with Markimu. The set was tense, everything on the line. Flower might have secured a podium, but grand finals were right there. His rematch with Markimu was right there. All he had to do was beat Balloon Boy. Flower takes Game 1 against Balloon Boy Zario. Balloon Boy takes Game 2, tied 1-1. Game 3 goes to Flower. Just one more win, and he would be in the grand finals, in contention to win the whole tournament. But Balloon Boy isn't giving up either. He swaps off Zario, picking Cross, and takes Game 4.
He's still with blasters. A recovery is going to do it. Side air from the wrong side of the stage, brother. Been there a million times. But he swapped.
And Flower loses. Balloon Boy advances to the grand finals. It was just like everyone expected. Balloon Boy and Markimu in the grand finals. And just like that, the shadow of NA's best continued to mask Flower's consistent rise to the top. With the release of the newest weapon, Chakrams, many players were beginning to view the game as a joke. Priya, the only Chakram character currently in the game, was broken. The devs made changes in hopes of balancing the weapon, but they effectively did nothing. Max Mode 2025 was the first tournament where Priya was allowed to be played. Flower didn't attend, but a lot of the top talent did, and the majority of them were playing Chakrams. It took a ruined Royale for BMG to realize that Chakrams were still far too overpowered. By the time they scheduled a nerf, the spring championships were already close at hand. And the worst part? The nerf wouldn't come until after the singles portion of the tournament. Flower himself stated that he didn't practice much for the 2025 Spring Championships because Chakrams were still so good. Despite that, he would still play, and he would play well. After being sent to the losers bracket by Guichibu, Flower faced Megdi to qualify for top 8. After winning 3-1, Flower has to face Wubs, who is also playing, you guessed it, Priya. Flower is looking like the clear winner after the first 2 games, going up 2-0 in the set, but then Wubs claws one back, then another. All of a sudden, it's Game 5. Markimu is waiting to fight whoever wins the set between Flower and Wubs. Another chance for Flower to outshine the man in the spotlight. All he has to do is beat Wubs and then get his revenge. Fifth place secured, and with Wubs out of the way, Flower stands off against Markimu once again. Since BCX, Flower has played against Markimu in every single major. Markimu eliminated Flower from the BCX top 8, sent him into the losers bracket in the 2025 Winter Championships, and now here they are, playing again. Markimu takes Game 1. Game 2 goes to Markimu. Game 3.
The weapon toss, Knight dot 2, Flower fighting back with the side air, looking for any sort of damage, looking for any freebie, but Markimu will give none as Markimu takes out Flower at 5th place.
And again, Flower loses the set to Markimu, coming 5th in the tournament overall. Flower's Brawlhalla journey has only just begun. He broke into the top 8 for the first time barely 6 months ago, and he's already able to stand with the very best in his region. Marky Moo may be an obstacle, but according to Flower, that is soon to change.
Marky Moo as the bracket demon will change. Honestly, like, all those sets, like, kind of came unprepared. I foresee that we will see a change in this in the future. Be on the lookout for that.
As the 2025 Summer Championship peaks over the horizon, most players will undoubtedly look to players like Marky Moo, Balloon Boy, and Sandstorm when asked who's gonna win. But some players, those who look deeper beyond the bright lights of stardom, will see a demon in the shadows, determined, ready to strike at the turned backs of his opponents. Keep your eyes on the shadows, because that's where Flower blooms.
I would like to be remembered, but honestly, it's like, that's kind of boring to me. That's not really the thing that, like, matters. I just want to have fun competing and just do my best and just, you know, try as hard as I can.